here with your Friday afternoon winter storm update. Once again, another full day of data coming in, and gradually this storm is becoming a bit more clear, but we've still got some hurdles to overcome. What you need to know here this afternoon: it is going to snow. In some areas it is going to snow a lot. In all areas, roads are going to be nasty starting later tomorrow. When does it start? Let's say you need to be where you're going to be for this storm by around lunchtime tomorrow, because with the cold ground temperatures and cold air temperatures, as soon as it starts to snow, it's going to start to stick. Now, I'm not going to make you wait for the accumulation forecast. This is it. We've made a subtle adjustment only to these areas here of the PD, north and west of I-95, throwing in an area of potentially 4 to 8 inches of snow with some isolated amounts to 10 inches. Rest of the PD would be 3 to 6 with some isolated amounts to 8 inches. And then across the Grand Strand into most of Horry County, generally 2 to 4, but some isolated amounts could approach 6 inches. Let's talk about that timing. This is future radar, 6 a.m. on Saturday. I think we're going to start off maybe with a couple of snow showers, maybe a little sleet or some flurries early in the day on Saturday. That's not the main show, though. Notice how that just kind of speckles around the area as we work our way through lunchtime. This is the main show, and that is what's going to really start to overspread the area as we head into Saturday afternoon. The snow starts to become a bit steadier and a bit more widespread. And certainly as we head into Saturday evening, you can see that heavy snow in spots. Yeah, some bands of intense snow are likely to develop, but not just that. Yeah, we're talking about snow and wind, an unusual combination around here, really focusing on 5 p.m. tomorrow evening through 5 a.m. Sunday for the real height of this storm. We could potentially see winds gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour. And yeah, you northern folks are used to hearing about blowing and drifting snow. Not too common around these parts. It's going to be real fluffy, real dry snow. With those winds, yes, it is going to blow around, and we could even have some snow drifts around here. That wind is also going to reduce visibilities and make things really dangerous on the roads. Those winds also going to send the wind chills down to around 0. Now, every storm has its surprises. Every storm has a boom and bust potential, but this one a little higher than most storms. Let's talk about that boom potential. In some spots, there's going to be intense bands of snow that develop. Underneath those bands, you could see snowfall rates maybe up to 2 inches per hour, and it depends on where those bands set up. But if you get underneath one of them, then certainly you could be in line for those isolated amounts over 10 inches of snow. It's impossible to pinpoint exactly where those are going to form. Now, on the opposite end of that, well, we have the risk of a bust in spots. Storms this intense tend to start wrapping in some dry air. We call those dry slots. That is going to lower totals in some area, and you may not get as much as your neighbors on the other side of town or the other side of your county. So these are the things we're going to be watching closely through the day tomorrow to kind of figure out exactly where those try to set up. But just be prepared for snow, but also be prepared for some surprises. Let's jump into our model snowfall here, and it's still kind of all over the place. Look at the European model, kind of settling down after going a little bit crazy yesterday, generally within our forecast range. 4, maybe 5 inches across the Grand Strand, kind of sitting in that 3 to 6, locally 8 to 10 inland. The NAM, yeah, it's really gung-ho on some big snow around here. Not totally sold on it. Look at the HRRR, the HRRR as we call it, coming in with just some ridiculous amounts. The models are picking up on some of those intense bands, but also we have some models that are picking up on those dry slots. Look at that, Lumberton on the graph coming in with not even an inch of snow. Now again, that's not the forecast, but that's the model picking up on some of those dry slots. So it's going to be a tough storm to nail down right on through the heart of it into tomorrow night. We will continue to keep you updated. Don't forget the WNBF First Alert weather app, and of course, streaming on all your favorite platforms as we head through the storm.